Hello everybody, it's Sean O'Connell, the Managing Director here at CinemaBlend, and we are continuing our run through every single episode of Game of Thrones as we get ready for the launch of Season 8. And at this point of the game, the marathon just cannot stop. I need to catch up before Season 8 begins, and my video team, my amazing video team, needs to catch up before Season 8 drops, because I know so many of you guys are using this as your refresher to what happens before Season 8 gets underway. So, it is beer o'clock. It is episode 6 of Season 5. It's called Unbowed, Unbent, and Unbroken. So as I press play on the episode, go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, follow along with me on this sprint through a show that really shouldn't be binged, Game of Thrones.
I've been here for weeks. I'm not scrubbing one more corpse until you tell me why I'm doing it.
You will know why. When it's time, not before.
When do I get to play the game?
Game?
The game of faces?
You tried already. You failed.
I didn't even know I was playing.
Who are you?
No one.
Get back to work.
Well, who are you? How did you get here?
My mother died. My stepmother didn't want any rivals for her precious daughter, so she tried to kill me with poison. I found out, sought help from the faceless men, and my father was widowed again.
Huh.
Was that true?
What?
Did you believe every word I said? Get back to work.
Oh great, another corpse. Why are these people dying? This is a weird subplot.
Who are you?
Arya.
And where did you come from?
Westeros. My family home is Winterfell. I'm the youngest daughter of a great lord, Eddard Stark. He died in battle.
A lie.
After he was executed, I fled the capital, had to kill a sable boy, drove my sword through his back.
A lie.
An outlaw kidnapped me, a man called Polliver. A man called the Hound, Sandor Clegane. He tried to sell me but was wounded in a fight. He begged me to kill him, but I wouldn't. I hated him.
Huh. Aww.
I hated him.
A girl lies. To me, to the many-faced god, to herself.
You're an awful traveling companion, do you know that?
Whoever, shut up. I sailed from King's Landing to Pentos in a crate without ever saying a word.
Why?
Never occurred to you to ask why until now? You never wondered why Tyrion Lannister decided to visit a brothel in Volantis? I killed my father. He wanted to execute me for a crime I didn't commit. And he was fucking the woman I loved. As miserable as you are, Mormont, at least your father was a good man. We shall never see his like again. You didn't know. I'm sorry.
How?
He was leading an expedition beyond the wall. There was a mutiny. He was murdered by his own men.
She suffers every day of her life. I just want it to end.
It hurts. I know. I used to be like you. I was sick. My father prayed to the many-faced god, and I drank the water from his fountain.
If Judkin was listening to you, he'd be whipping you for these
I've devoted
lies.
my life to him now. You don't want to hurt anymore. Drink.
Go. I need answers. Awesome sets. I knew Braavos would be so cool.
That girl is not ready to become no one. But she's ready to become someone else.
You believe in anything?
I believe in lots of things.
Something greater than ourselves, I mean.
No.
Neither did I. Then I saw a girl step into a great fire with 3 stone eggs. When the fire burned out, I thought I'd find her blackened bones. Instead, I saw her, alive and unhurt, holding her baby dragons. It's a slave ship. They probably came ashore.
Water.
She looks strong enough.
What about the dwarf?
Cut his throat, and then chop off his cock. We'll sell it for a fortune. The dwarf's cock has magic powers.
Wait, you can't just hand a dried cock to a merchant and expect him to pay for it. And how could he know? Unless he sees the dwarf.
It will be a dwarf-sized cock.
Guess again.
The dwarf lives until we find a cock merchant.
Who wrote that?
Daenerys has outlawed slavery.
You're in luck then. You're about to be rich. You are looking at one of the great warriors in the Seven Kingdoms.
Take me to Slaver's Bay. Put a sword in my hand. I'll prove my worth.
Step carefully, Lord Baelish. You'll find there's little tolerance for flesh peddlers in the new King's Landing.
We both peddle fantasies, Brother Lancel. Mine just happened to be entertaining. You once charged me with finding Arya Stark. To my shame, I failed you, but I have found Sansa Stark. They tell me Roose Bolton plans to marry her to his son, Ramsay.
Roose Bolton is Warden of the North by the grace of my father.
Indeed. Let Stannis and Roose battle. Seize Winterfell from whichever thief survives.
Winterfell is 1,000 miles away from here.
Perhaps I can help. The Knights of the Vale are some of the best fighters in Westeros.
And if you succeed?
Name me Warden of the North.
What is your play here, Baelish?
I'll speak to the king this evening.
That's the Water Gardens.
Once we've got the princess, then what?
I like to improvise.
That explains the golden hand.
Unbowed, unbent, unbroken for Oberyn.
Well, they're gonna get her also.
Marcella?
Uncle Jaime?
We weren't expecting you, Lord Jaime.
Why don't you let them have some time alone, son? Let's not do something stupid. That was something stupid.
We have to go, Marcella, now.
You hurt him!
He'll be fine, I promise, but we have to.
Actually, poorly edited. Who edited this fight?
Drop your weapons!
You can smell the shit from 5 miles away.
Cersei's behind it.
Yeah, of course she is. She wants to drag our name through the dirt. Put us in our place. Get some rest, dear. You look appalling. And let me deal with Cersei Lannister.
Good. That's what I want to see.
Put the pen down, dear. We both know you're not writing anything.
Ah, yes, the famously tart-tongued Queen of Thorns.
And the famous tart, Queen Cersei.
Beg your pardon?
I know you're behind this absurd incarceration of my grandson. Has the crown suddenly stopped needing the troops' gold and wheat my house supplies?
I can assure you, our alliance with House Tyrell remains...
Do you expect the alliance to continue after you've thrown our future into prison?
The High Septon has called for an inquest, not a trial. Loras will be freed. Our happy alliance will continue.
Do you deny all the charges against you? Fornication, buggery, blasphemy?
Of course I deny them.
That will be all, Sir Loras.
I think that's quite enough of that.
The faith calls Queen Marjorie forward.
I am the queen.
You are. And according to the law of the Seven, neither kings nor queens are exempt from testimony at a holy inquest. How do you respond to these charges against your brother?
They are lies. All of them.
In the presence of the gods, do you swear that your brother is innocent?
Yes, I swear it.
Thank you, Your Grace. Do you know this man?
Very well. He is Sir Loras Tyrell at Highgarden. We engaged in intimate relations.
He's a liar.
Is there anyone else who can support your claim?
Yes, Queen Marjorie. She walked in on us once, not long ago. She didn't seem surprised.
Why should the faith or anyone else take the word of a squire over the heir to Highgarden?
He has a birthmark, Your Grace. Quite high on his thigh. Wine-coloured and roughly the shape of Dorne.
The faith is satisfied there is enough evidence to bring a formal trial for Sir Loras and Queen Marjorie.
What?
Yikes.
Take her.
No! Tommen!
Ramsay gets bored easily.
You don't want to end up like the others. Have you ever seen a body after the dogs have been at it?
What was your name again?
Miranda.
And how long have you loved him, Miranda? I'm Sansa Stark of Winterfell. This is my home, and you can't frighten me.
It's her wedding day? It's happening very fast.
I've come to escort you to the Godswood, milady.
I'm not touching you.
Please. He'll punish me.
You think I care what he does to you?
Will you take this man?
I take this man.
Marriages mean so little on this show. No one marries for love. No one at all.
My father said you're still a virgin.
Yes.
Does Reek have to stay and watch?
You're not lying to me.
No, my lord.
We're man and wife now. We should be honest with each other. Oh, no. You stay here, Reek. You watch.
You're gonna meet the real Ramsay, Sansa.
Reek? I told you to watch. You've known Sansa since she was a girl. Now watch her become a woman.
Kill Ramsay, Reek. Please, God, kill him. Can be horrible. Ugh. This show can actually be horrible at times. By that I just mean really difficult to watch and to endure. And Ramsay in particular is a character who's just unpleasant on every level. And when he says to Sansa, we should be honest with each other as we start our marriage, he just means I'm going to show you the real me, and the real me is a real monster. This season in particular has been a series of small jabs and no big swings. Not a lot of big swings at all. Arya, that's a pretty fascinating storyline in the House of Black and White, because I don't necessarily know what's going on with the corpses. She serves as a mortician for a little while, and eventually gets down into a chamber where all those heads and faces, significant to what's going on. She's not prepared to become no one yet, but Jaqen says you're prepared to become someone else, at the very least. Her training. But her training to what end? Like, I don't know why the people are dying. I don't know why they're consistently dying. It's a subplot that has so many unanswered questions, and this season's not in a race to answer much of anything. We spent most of our time just juggling between two storylines, Arya and her training, and then Jorah and Tyrion, and they make a little more progress, share a few stories about why Jorah believes in Dany, why Tyrion had to leave King's Landing. He confesses to Jorah that he killed Tywin, and then Jorah learns about the death of his brother, who died north of the Wall in the revolt. This episode will receive some significance because I learned that a dwarf's cock has magic powers. And I am pretty sure that the best line in the entire series now is the dwarf lives until we find a cock merchant. A, it takes balls to write that, and B, it takes incredible talent to deliver it. So, Jaime and Bronn get to Marcella just in time, right as the time that Alaria's warriors also show up. That is one of the lamest edited fights that I've seen in Game of Thrones so far. A show that prides itself on great battle choreography and huge combat sequences, and that sequence was edited so poorly in that they just kept showing like the feet and the whips and reaction shots, and it was just really bad. And it was basically to a draw. Everybody basically got taken over by the guards. Baelish back at King's Landing and theoretically on paper selling out Sansa Stark, but I don't necessarily know what his long game is in this one. This episode will be great because Lady Olenna returns, and she is meeting her match in Cersei. She's trying to help Loras, but there's a trial, and the trial ends up snagging both Loras and Marjorie in a lie as Marjorie goes on the witness stand in front of the High Sparrow and lies on behalf of her brother. So again, things happened. I'm not going to fault the episode for the fact that things necessarily didn't happen, but they're not big, momentum-swinging shifts and changes to the landscape. And it ends on a really brutal wedding night where Sansa finally gets to meet the real Ramsay. And it's, not much of a surprise to the rest of us who know who Ramsay is, but now Sansa deflowered, and God forbid if she gets pregnant from Ramsay, because oof. So again, season 5 rolls on. So till then, go down, hit subscribe. We're continuing our sprint through the Game of Thrones seasons as we get ready for season 8, and we're getting closer. We're inching our way closer. So thank you so much for joining us on this journey here on CinemaBlend's YouTube page.